The economy was on the path of recovery before the second COVID wave hit and led to disruptions across industries. The economy will continue to function as long as there are no major disruptions. Of late, we have seen that there are regional and state level lockdowns ranging from over the weekend to almost monthly ones, which have definitely been disruptive. The good thing this time around, though, is the severity of the lockdown is not as bad as it was last year, which hence some of the industries which are in the B2B segments like cement, steel, IT, pharma, they continue to operate but at suboptimal levels. The industries in the B2C segment have definitely seen disruptions happen, and industries would be in the category of hospitality, transport, malls, restaurants, travel, tourism, etc. Unlike last year, there is a solution in sight as vaccines gain ground. Clearly, a higher vaccinated population of the Western world has seen normalcy come back faster than expected. The government has given a clear indication that availability of vaccines will go up dramatically in this calendar year. And if that is assumed and that those vaccines get supplied, COVID should be a lesser problem as we move into financial year 2023. Hence, the near term might be uncertain and would create volatility, but over the next couple of years, one can expect strong growth to come back across sectors. In our funds, the process framework has worked very well and which has helped us build good, clean portfolios with strong cash flows over time, low debt, and strong ROEs. We look for good businesses which are available at reasonable price or reasonable valuations. Hence, growth at a reasonable valuation is the guiding principle in terms of building the portfolio. The process framework is aligned towards eliminating risks as far as possible. The starting point is the operating cash flows generated from a business. We try to analyze how companies have managed their operating cash flows at the bottom of a business cycle. We study companies over business cycles, which are usually around 5 years period. And these companies must have generated positive operating cash flows at least in 7 out of 10 years to be selected into the portfolio. The focus then shifts from the cash flows to the balance sheet. We look for businesses which have clean balance sheets and have manageable debt. High debt increases the mortality of a business and creates risks in the portfolio. We look for businesses which have debt to equity of less than 3. The last criteria is that the company must have no major corporate governance issues in the past. These 3 criteria put together try and eliminate the risks as far as possible. The PGIM India Mid Cap Fund has a good allocation of 20 to 25% towards small caps. The construct of the portfolio is broken down into 3 parts. The top end of the portfolio, we are looking for stable businesses. In the middle end of the portfolio, we are looking for high growth companies. And at the bottom end of the portfolio, we are looking for businesses which are at the bottom of a cycle and can turn around in the next 2 to 3 years. The PGIM India Mid Cap Fund has a good allocation towards IT, industrials, and materials like steel and chemicals. The PGIM India Mid Cap Fund has been increasing exposure to financials, but the COVID second wave has made us cautious and we are in the wait and watch mode. It has a negligible exposure to consumer staples due to expensive valuations. The fund continues to invest into good businesses at a reasonable price and has consistently had a good ROE for the overall portfolio. The PGIM India Mid Cap Fund has a low overlap with its benchmark, and the idea behind constructing the portfolio is to invest into the top 40 to 50 businesses which our process highlights. The low overlap could be a good complement to the overall portfolio of the client. The fund has a decent allocation towards small caps. As the market broadens in participation, the small cap allocation has the potential to generate Alpha. The fund has consistently had good ROEs, low beta, and a low leverage over the last 3 years.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.